I've hit the record button, so Salman, you can go ahead when you're ready.
All right. All right.
I'm leaving that.
Yeah. Hello, people, you two then. Hello to those that are part of Ted's Discord and Sushi's Discord. We have a guest today. And hello to hello to those that follow Ted and I and Sushi on Twitch. Hello to whoever's listening to this on Spotify or wherever else we decide to put this on. I'm Traductus.
I'm Ted.
I'm a Sushi.
And this is the movie review podcast where we take a director's filmography and review each movie one by one. And I go over the background info. Afterwards, Ted gives a brief description of the plot, and then we talk about what we like and dislike about the movie. Then afterwards, we rank the movies of the filmography. And today we are still reviewing the movies of director David Fincher, and today we are reviewing Panic Room. All right. So, Panic Room was released in theaters March 29, 2002, and had a budget of $48 million and had a box office return of $197.1 million. The movie came to be due to screenwriter what the fuck autocorrect. That's not his fucking name. It's David Cope, but like fucking autocorrect changed to David Corpo.
Sick.
Thank God that I wrote this script recently where I actually like knew the guy's last name. But anyway, David Cope was inspired by news articles about rich people installing safe rooms in their houses. Originally, Ridley Scott was asked to direct the movie, but he turned it down. And then David Fincher was approached, and he said yes to the project since it reminded him as like a combination of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window and also the movie Straw Dogs. And he almost didn't take the movie because he was worried that modern audiences at the time would compare the movie to Home Alone.
Okay.
Which is funny. Which is funny. You know why, Ted?
Why?
Guess what you compared this movie to near the one part?
I feel like I did, in fact, compare it to Home Alone.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, shit.
What's funny is that the first actor tied to the project was actually Forrest Whitaker, who takes the role of one of the robbers, the guy that's given the name Burnham. Now, he was actually attached to the movie while they were in talks with Ridley Scott to direct. And originally, Forrest Whitaker's character was going to be the designer of the Panic Room, but Fincher felt that it wouldn't be believable that the guy that designed the Panic Room would need money to like rob the house. So instead, they changed his character to like a blue-collar worker that installs the rooms.
Makes sense.
The main star, Jodie Foster, was cast in the lead role, which is the character Meg Altman. Shut up, Meg. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I actually forgot that the character's name was Meg. So, like, while I was like writing it down, I saw Meg Altman. I'm like, shut up, Meg. But I'm 12.
Clearly.
But originally, the role was actually given to Nicole Kidman, but she had to bow out due to reactivating a previous injury. And due to Foster being Nicole Kidman's replacement, the character of Meg was rewritten. Instead of being like a helpless, like, rich wife, she is, given a more heroic role to fit, like, the casting of Jodie Foster.
I kind of love that. You won't do our role, so now this character gets to be a hero. Eat shit, loser. Like, that's so fucking funny.
Well, Nicole Kidman literally got injured and couldn't do the role. But what's funny is that during filming, they had to delay the project. You know why?
I hope for the sake of the context here, it's that Jodie Foster also got injured.
No, she got pregnant during production.
Great.
So they had to wait for her to have the kid to finish filming.
Great.
But she didn't bow out. Kristen Stewart, who plays Meg's daughter Sarah, was actually originally to be the antithesis of her mom. But, due to redoing, the character of Meg, she ends up being similar to her mom. And originally the role was supposed to given to Hayden Panettiere, or Panettiere. Is it Panettiere? Panettiere. Okay. Yeah, but Panettiere left the project during production for whatever reason. I didn't see what the reason was.
Maybe I'm confused on years, but I feel like Hayden Panettiere would have been significantly older than Kristen Stewart at this point. I kind of like the idea that it's a younger kid, in some semblance of danger, rather than a teenager who could be self-sufficient.
Right, and it's also weird seeing Kristen Stewart that young.
Real.
Jared Leto was cast as Junior, the lead robber of the movie, due to the fact that he worked with David Fincher before, in Fight Club.
Fuck Jared Leto.
And then the role of the third robber, the violent and enigmatic Raoul, is played by country music star Dwight Yoakam.
Country music star. One more reason to not like him.
And Meg's ex-husband Steven is played by Patrick Bachow. And Fincher visioned the film to be a popcorn movie about survival. And that's what I got.
All right.
So time to go into plot.
Yeah, I guess we'll take over. So the plot of this movie is your stereotypical panic room. It is absolutely a bottleneck episode in your favorite sitcom where they don't have the budget for a second scene. Basically, Jodie Foster is trying to move her daughter as a part of a divorce into a very expensive house in New York that her ex-husband is going to pay for because he's already got somebody new. So they move in. There's this really cool panic room. Don't touch the panic room. That's a bad place, and I'm afraid of tight spaces. Don't you dare do this. And then robbers come in. And so then, of course, you're locked in the panic room because this is a bottleneck episode. You kind of discover more about the robbers as we go on. Jared Leto's character is a Nepo baby, and instead of just waiting for his inheritance, he is trying to steal the contents of a vault that exists in the panic room, which they were perfectly okay walking through Jodie Foster's bedroom to get into the panic room to steal this, as though they weren't going to fucking get caught, because Jared Leto's a fucking moron, and I hate him, even if that's how the character is written. I fucking hate that guy.
This is that he's doing this just to he's like, it's like, oh yeah, there's a heck of a lot more money.
Yeah,
and
he's trying to turn his inheritance money from $3 million into $15 million because he's a piece of shit. And fuck that guy. I fucking hate Jared Leto. Like Stallman said earlier, Forrest Whitaker is the guy who installed the safe, installed the panic room, so he's familiar with everything around it. And then Raoul is just a muscle with a gun to add tension. Who
we find out later is just a bus driver that has
a gun. Yeah,
has little man syndrome.
Yeah, pretty much. So the entire thing is about the robbers trying to get into the panic room and not leaving, and the members of the panic room, including Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart, trying to get these guys away and live. And everything, of course, goes the way that you would expect it to go because this movie is very predictable. All right, I guess that moves us into likes and dislikes. I say let's start with likes. I don't know about you, Stallman, but I feel like my list is pretty even on both sides.
The predictability, I like how the things that are predictable don't come out of nowhere. They're the predictable things, they at least build up to it. If that makes sense. Obviously, one of the spoiler alert, it's Forrest Whitaker, where he is like the good guy robber, but they do like let on like, you know, he's only doing this because like he's in the middle of divorce and needs the money.
Yeah.
And so therefore, and he, you know, out of nowhere, like, you know, there wasn't supposed to be people in the house, but like Junior's a fucking idiot, and
Fuck Jared Leto.
yeah, Jared Leto's a fucking idiot, and was like, well, they ain't supposed to be here. They you know, they moved in like early, you know, because like it's like it's 14. It's like supposed to be 14 days.
in
It's like,
escrow, and it doesn't count the weekends because he's an idiot.
because it's business days.
Fucking piece of shit.
And they're all just looking at him like, you're a fucking idiot. And Forrest Whitaker's like, there's too many people. It's like, there's people here. Like, you know, this was supposed to be like nobody here, get in, get out. And on top of that, Raul wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So there's like numerous times where he's just like, okay, let's try to get this like as painless as possible. So that way, you know, I can just get the money and then be able to pay for lawyers for my things divorce. And then Raul being psychotic, just wanting to fucking kill everybody. So obviously, you know, like it leads up to like Forrest Whitaker actually becoming good. Also, Raul getting completely even more and more unhinged. Jodie Foster, you know, just, you know, I guess saving the day.
Yeah, to that point, I think I think the casting was actually really good. As much as I fucking hate Jared Leto, I think he plays the perfect idiot in charge.
Oh yeah, and this heist doesn't work because Jared Leto planned it.
Yeah, fuck Jared Leto. Once again, I cannot say it enough. Fuck that guy. But no, I think that Forrest Whitaker is. I mean, obviously, it's a trope that Forrest Whitaker is the bad guy with a good heart. Like I feel like everything I've ever seen him in is exactly that. So great cast.
With the exception of Last King of Scotland.
I think Kristen Stewart being kind of like a passive, like preteen, I think functions. I think Jodie Foster being the very timid, unexpected hero of the situation who only cares about her kid. I think that's a great cast. I actually really like the casting of this movie, despite being as limited as it is. I think that everybody that gets cast is a pretty perfect choice.
And Dwight Yoakam as like Raul's pretty, it's pretty good too. Even though like I don't think you could really like fuck that role up, but like
I think the Unhinged is good. Like I think he plays his role well, but like you said, I don't think the casting specifically matters. Mostly because he's like masked for most of the movie, and he just has to be an angry, aggressive asshole willing to kill a child. Like
yeah.
I'll be honest, Raul was probably my favorite part. I have like a soft spot for psychos, you know. I'm just saying he added a bit more to the panic room, giving like a bit more of like suspense to the story. And I'm a good old guy who enjoys a nice old story. And I do agree with Jodie Foster being a really good cast, being like you said, where you don't expect her to be the hero, but she does become the hero. And I also have to agree that I'm just not a big fan of like bad guy turned into good guy in a lot of stories. So like I'm kind of like on the fence about Forrest Whitaker's take on this particular story, but that's just me.
That's fair. I think the big issue with Forrest Whitaker is mostly that it's predictable, right? Like you see, it's the Forrest Whitaker eye, and you know he's got a soft spot, right? Like it's just the way that it goes.
Since he's the only one that's not like a fucking moron.
And yeah, right at the beginning, as they break in, he's like, "Nope, there's people here. I'm not doing this. I'm out. There's no violence. I'm not keeping a kid hostage. I'm not doing this." Like he ends up, of course, doing it because you know, money, capitalism. Fuck you. But you know, like I agree with your point, Sushi, to an extent. But also, it's Forrest Whitaker, and you know it's going to happen. And every bottleneck episode needs Stockholm syndrome.
I do like how claustrophobic the movie is.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think the direction style is my biggest like on my list, right? We've mentioned it before in every other Fincher film we've done that the camera work is really good. They make a good job taking a very small set and a very claustrophobic scene and still making it feel like it's not trapped in exactly one room where it's like, oh, they clearly don't have the budget. Despite being a limited space, they use the space well. And for Fincher specifically, the camera work, especially the pathing of the camera, always makes sense.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen a movie that like they're using security cam footage and it's just kind of jumping between available cameras, right? Like you kind of have to have an admiration for the way in which they shoot the movie, that like you can still follow the story around based on where the security cameras are
and where everybody's at.
Right. And this does a very good job, even if they're not using that, like, yes, they use some security camera footage thing from the panic room, but also like the way in which you're following the story and how the characters are moving around the house. Like, I feel like, having never been in this building, I could probably map it out to you and tell you where all the rooms are. Like, they do a very good job at tracking everything, pathing the camera in a way that makes sense, and making sure that the story happens in a localized way that you can still track it around and keep track of distances or closeness or whatever, right? Like that, you get a very good sense of the scenery, and I have to give Fincher a lot of credit for that.
Well, it's because he does a thing that apparently Hollywood today doesn't really know about. It's a particular thing known as establishing shots.
I don't even think it's the establishing shot so much, right? Like the scene where the robbers are first breaking in, right?
Right.
As they're trying to get Forrest Whitaker to the roof to break in through the hatch that's up in the top floor, they're moving the camera around the scene so that you get a layout of the house. They tell you at the beginning, because the opening scene is the real estate of they're going to buy this house, fuck my ex-husband, right? Like,
right.
But the front door jiggles. Okay, well, they can't get in. So then you follow it around past the living room window and through the kitchen to the back door where they're jiggling that door, right? And then into another room where the door actually like jiggles again. And then they go up the elevator that they tell you is in the scene, right? So that you can get to the hatch in the roof. You follow Forrest Whitaker from the roof down past the child's bedroom, past the mother's bedroom. Like, you see the panic room in her, like you know where everything is. And it's not even like here's the setting so that you know what it looks like. It's very clearly, deliberately walking you through exactly the path that the movie takes. And I think it's really well done without being overtly like, please know what this looks like, I don't want to work that hard. Like, it's really good setting.
Yeah, I also like my best like on this spoiler alert, Jared Leto fucking dies.
Hell yeah. Fuck that guy.
Gets set on fire and shot in the head.
One of my favorite parts of the movie. I like to like watch back that particular scene for no particular reason.
Fuck Jared Leto. Another thing that I think is very cool on my list of likes is the homages, right? The homage to several different movies. I made a joke during this movie that somebody says I'm not even supposed to be here, and I said out loud, I too have seen Clerks, which I don't know was actually deliberate, but as Stallman mentioned earlier, there's pieces of Home Alone, right? The breaking of the glass, where Jodie Foster breaks the glass so that the robbers have to walk through it and she knows where they are, right? Using the dead guy as bait, even though he's not dead and he's holding a gun, right? Yeah. Like there's those kinds of things. There's a very much Die Hard element to it, where when the glass is broken, she's walking over it in bare feet, right? Like that they make purpose to. Like, there are a lot of like, hey, I really like the action escape movies. I really like the bottlenecks. I really like the way that action movies go, and I'm going to turn this suspense into like very clear, deliberate messages to, this is one of the movies I liked, and I'm going to use its influence here. I think that was very cool in a way that wasn't like, we're stealing this from another movie. We're just saying we like this one.
Yeah, it's definitely on the nose near the end, where Forrest Whitaker has to let go of those treasury bonds and they fly in the air, like in like The Killing. Mm-hmm. Which we also reviewed. One of the better Kubrick movies, because everybody likes a heist.
Everybody loves a heist.
But yeah, that's really all I got for likes. Ted Sushi.
I think that takes out most of my list. Sushi, got anything else?
No. Like, this is one of these movies that I don't. It's not my cup of tea. Fair. But I just watch it just to see if I can get a good. Just for the fun of it, but personally, I don't think it's a rewatchable movie in my personal opinion.
I think that's fair.
Well, I do agree. Like, the camera work was done. I didn't have to use a lot of brain power to figure out the setting. Like I said, I think the best part of the movie was probably Raoul. Like I said, I have a sauce for psychos. Okay. But overall, like I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay. I'm moving into dislikes. I think there are a couple places that I really have to chirp apart at this movie.
Yeah.
The first is the driving of the plot. I think that
It is a little dumb and ridiculous.
well, okay, so I have 2 brain cells, so maybe I disqualify myself from the Jared Leto role. All right, but hear me out, right? You break into the house, you realize there are people there. One of the people is sleeping in the bedroom that is attached to the panic room, which is the only purpose of you being in the house, right?
Yep.
Leave. Come back when the family takes a vacation or goes to work and school the next day. Dude, what the fuck? The idea that they bring in the panic room engineer to tell you you can't get in because they're in there. Well, what if we beat the fucking door with a sledgehammer? That'll work. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He only installed it. He does know what he's talking about. That's why you brought Forrest Whitaker to the whole damn thing. I also think that, like, there is the idea that, like, as Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart are in this panic room, right? The idea that they highlight in the opening scene that there's a phone in there and that phone doesn't become a plot point until it's over. Like, stupid. The idea that you decide to leave the panic room for a cell phone in a room that you know isn't going to get cell signal. Stupid. Flashing a flashlight to get your neighbor's attention when it's New York and nobody's getting involved in your fucking business. Fuck off. You're stupid, right? Like, the key to surviving this movie is just stay fucking still. If you manage to call your ex-fucking husband because the police put you on hold, which doesn't fucking happen, the husband who is like, maybe I'll just go over and knock on the fucking door. No! You're calling the fucking police like, hey, my wife needs fucking help. I think there's somebody in the house, and then you leave, right? Like, dude, if an ex calls me and says, hey, somebody broke into my house, I'd be like, hey, police, here's the address. I'm going back the fuck to bed. I'm not walking across the fucking street to come into the house to confront the robbers myself while the police are waiting to show up. Fuck off. The driving of the plot here is stupid. It works, it functions, it makes an entertaining product, but it's fucking stupid. From everybody involved, everybody here's a moron.
Like, yeah, literally it takes Jared Leto to get set on fire before he's like, fuck it, I'll just wait for my inheritance.
You're right.
Or, like,
Which causes Raul to fucking shoot him because he's like, oh, you told us it was a lot less money than it really was.
Yeah.
like I'll just say with the trio, the idiots, right, who tried to break into the house. It kind of reminds you of that horrible boss, like that very bad comedy with
Horrible Bosses.
Yeah, Horrible Bosses, where they're trying to commit a crime and they're like leaving all the evidence and they're trying to do what they can to get their bosses murdered and or killed, right?
Right.
Do proper planning. If people were in there, like you said, get the fuck out of there and choose another day to do it. It doesn't take.
Even if you use this as a scouting operation, right? You know it's just a mother and child, right? Like, the kid's got to go to school. You have to assume the mother has a job. Wait for them to fucking leave. Even if the mother doesn't have a job and she's living off this divorce money, right? She's got to go grocery shopping at some point. Instacart doesn't fucking exist. This is 2002, right? Like, just wait. They're gonna leave the fucking house. I think it's very stupid. I also think that the other dislike I've got that's pretty significant. I think the predictability hurts this movie. I think the writing on the wall is there the whole time. And as much as
they
say
do
that, like,
a lot of foreshadowing on like certain things, and it's like the foreshadowing, unfortunately, is very on the nose.
Yeah, I also think that, like, as much as I make fun of Forrest Whitaker's always the bad guy who has a soft spot, right? Like, I don't necessarily chalk that up to the writing of this movie necessarily, but it's also like, okay, well, you know, the kid is locked in the panic room and Jodie Foster's left the panic room, but she managed to throw the medication for the kid into the panic room, and you know Forrest Whitaker's going to do the goddamn thing, and he's going to be fucking soft, and then everything's beyond hope, and Forrest Whitaker comes back into the house with the $15 million in bonds he stole just to shoot the other bad guy before he runs away again. Like, it's just It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's unwatchable. It's that when you start this movie, you know exactly what you're going to get into. The title tells you there's a panic room. If there's a panic room, you're going to need a panic room. Why would you need it? Because bad guys are after you. And what happens in every fucking bad guy bottleneck episode is somebody gets fucking Stockholm syndrome, bad turns good, and the good guys are aligning with the one of the bad guys. Like, it's just what happens every fucking time. I'm not saying that it devalues this movie, but like Sushi said earlier, right? It is only worth the watch once because you know from the start of from the title of this movie exactly what's going to happen. It's simple, and I think that's my issue based on the last Fincher movies that we've watched that were some of the like most thoughtful, well-designed pieces that were like incredibly
even
well
Alien
plotted.
3.
Yeah, just incredibly well plot-lined movies, right? That like we're like, nah, let's follow a very stereotypical script and make a movie that's been made 1,000 times before. It just that hurts being able to watch this movie for me.
Yeah, you basically said it from like my dislikes on there, Ted, because like that's basically it. That's also some of the dialogue is a bit hammy. Like sometimes it works, like when like Forrest Whitaker like goes up to Jared Leto's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then Raul goes, "I am Raul." Like that's great, but there's like other parts of the dialogue where it's just like. She's just like, you called the cops, you know, to her ex-husband, and her ex-husband's like, yeah, of course I did, you know, and it's like, it's like stereotypical dialogue and a little bit hammy and campy at certain points where it kind of shoots itself in the foot, you know?
Yeah, I don't think the dialogue necessarily gets in the way of that predictability element. Like, I think that you can live with that campy element just to add some comedic relief. But because the movie is predictable, I think that absolutely contributes to it for sure.
Yeah. Sushi?
Oh no, I mentioned all my my issues with this. So I think I'm good.
All right, yeah.
Fair.
Other than that, like I said, 3.5. I would not rewatch it. And the idiots who tried to like go in the house are bigger idiots than I thought. So it just yeah.
And also fuck Jared Leto.
And Raul, like I said, probably my favorite character. Soft Psychos. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Well, I know, Sushi, you haven't watched all of these with us, so we're probably going to exclude you a little here. But Stallman, let's get a ranking in there. Let's where are you putting this one?
Dead last.
Okay.
Just because like, this movie's not bad. Like, and like this is by far not the worst movie that we've seen. Like, you know, like this is better than Casino Royale 67.
It's murder.
Yeah, it's better than It's Murder, and it's definitely better than like the first couple like Kubrick movies that were dog shit.
Oh.
And so like it's just like everything Fincher's done prior to this is a lot more interesting, and I would rewatch all those movies. While this one I wouldn't.
I think that's fair. I think I think I'm
like if it's on TV, I'd watch it, but like I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it.
I think that's reasonable. I think for me, I'm gonna put it above Alien 3 as second to last for me. I don't want to disparage Alien, not by by any stretch of the imagination. I think that both of us were pleasantly surprised as we watched it, right? But we
were expecting that movie to be dog shit because we always like it was definitely a movie. I'm not sure. Wait, did you see it before, Ted? Or
yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's like I remember seeing it before and thought it was like okay, but then like reading all the the reviews afterwards, like how many people hate that movie. Like I was expecting it to be terrible.
I think my issue with Alien 3 and the reason that I'm going to leave it last is mostly that it didn't age as well. It's not as easy a watch.
Right.
Where I think Panic Room
didn't age well.
Yeah, I think the Panic Room is more palatable to a modern audience. I think that it is an easier concept. I think that predictability honestly helps the ability to just, like you said, sit down when it's on TV and watch it. Where as much as I did enjoy Alien 3, I think that even if it's on TV, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'll find something else to watch, right? And it's not
Right.
disparagement. It's still good. It's just I think I have to put Panic Room a little bit above it for my level of
That's
enjoyment.
fair. That's fair. Because like I was juggling, between those two.
Yeah. Well,
At least I think I did put like 7 above
yeah.
above Alien 3. I'm pretty sure.
If I didn't have my notes in front, we've been recording this for so fucking long, Stallman. We're through 5 fucking movies, and I'm pretty sure we've been doing this for 4 months now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that wraps us up. It's a pretty short one, but it's a predictable bottleneck movie, so it is what it is. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Check us all out on Twitch. Stallman at Traductus, myself at Ted Green Eagles, and our special guest, Sushi at Not Salty Sushi. You can check out the Discord. We'll watch movies there. I will tell you every Sunday, but that's a fucking lie at this point. So when we watch...
It's whenever I am able to get freaking time.
It's Stallman and I in the same Discord call, then we're probably watching a movie. That's what's happening here. As always, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to check out the rest of the movie podcast as well as everything else that's on the Discord for other kinds of content. And thank you all for being here. Stallman, what do we get next week?
Zodiac
next week. Great. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Again, we're back into like the
cream of the crop Finchers. Yes.
Yeah. And I think after Zodiac, that's when it's Benjamin Button. It's like, what the
hard left. All right, but that's what we get. Sushi, thank you for joining us this week. We always appreciate having you. And then thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you here next week. Adios.
Yep. Later.